What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So we got another episode this week in Warframe. We're going to the entire weekly reset, and yes, it is the week of TennoCon upcoming right here. Next Saturday will be TennoCon, where you're going to be getting tons of information on new Warframe updates like Warframe 1999, maybe some infested liches, maybe some new Incarnons. We'll see what happens. So let's get right into it. But before we do, make sure to sub this channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads, tons of TennoCon coverage coming up, tons of prep videos for TennoCon as well. We'll have some TennoCon predictions, borrow review, and the like. So let's get right into what we have today, though, because, yeah, all that stuff's happening over the next week. We're here on the weekly reset right now. So we'll start the first weekly reset item. We're going to have the TES Stuff. And as far as TES item, we got a shotgun riven mod for 75 steel lessons. The new weapon that's going to be a drop from TennoCon will be a rifle. It's going to be the AX-57, so it's not going to be a shotgun. So for that purpose, it's not going to really be helpful. But beyond that, sure, shotgun rivens are technically the most rare because there's the least amount of shotguns in this game for the most part. So yeah, moving on to that though. So as far as TennoCon stuff, guys, the stream I believe starts at 11 a.m. on Saturday. And there will be a free Saren Prime for watching Tenno live. It'll be, I believe, about 4:30. Make sure to go with the exact times for it. But yeah, there will be the AX-57 rifle starting at 11. And that will be just for watching a Warframe stream. Then there'll be a Saren Prime drop, like when the actual big reveals happen at like 4 or 5. So check your time zone equivalent and all that. But yeah, free stuff for drops this week. Additionally, since we'll be getting a ton of new information, there's going to be some serious hype going down as far as, you know, new Incarnons and new weapons. So maybe hold on to some rivens for selling those when this comes out. Even more additionally, remember, Ember Prime and the Glaive Prime are coming back this week as well. So get your Aya all stacked up. For Archides weekly wares, do we got anything worth actually talking about here? Looks like no. A secondary Arcane adapter for Pathos, Exilus weapon adapter for Pathos, pistol for Pathos, companion for companion ribbon for Pathos, and then 5k cube for Pathos. This stuff's not really worth picking up, but maybe if there's an Incarnon pistol that they announced that you like, maybe grab this one and roll the dice. Alright, so another thing to go over too as well, guys, there is actually a glitch in Warframe that DE is well aware of. It's not just only the new Prime mod not working properly. The Owl Archon cannot currently appear, so we should have a new Archon shard alert that just appeared here. Let's see if they already added it. I'm not seeing it right here. There is supposed to be an Archon shard alert according to the DE devs. So let's go ahead and show that post right now. Now let's see which Archon we do have. Okay, so the Archon hunt didn't even reset for me for some reason. But I'm going to go ahead and show you the DE devs post about what I'm going off of here. So here is DE Danielle, and they're reposting. This was posted on Friday. The aforementioned Azure Archon shard alert will be available from upcoming weekly reset at 8. This basically right exactly now, occurring on July 18th at 8 p.m. ET until July 23rd at 6 p.m. ET. So my Archon hunt didn't reset, and I'm not seeing an alert. So this seems like it might be a pretty major problem. But hey, I'll reset it, and look at that. As I'm complaining about it, it reset. Okay, you know, complaining apparently works, guys. So we've actually got the red Archon shard now. And we've got the mission types of Rescue, Excavation, and the Final Boss Showdown. Now let's see if that alert appeared now, too. It probably did. Okay, so you got an Excavation Narmer alert on Earth to get an Azure Archon shard. From what I'm seeing right here, it has no chance to be a Tau. But hey, maybe. Okay, let me know about this. If you do this alert and you get a Tau from it, you let me know in the comments, okay, guys? I'm not streaming tonight. But yeah, I will be back tomorrow with this weekly reset stuff on stream. Okay, so you got a blue Archon shard alert that's going for about 9 days, and you got the red Archon shard hunt with, you know, good stats. So let's go over to the EDA and see what's going on for the Cavia. But yeah, guys, TennoCon hype. I'm going to be doing a TennoCon predictions video. I know there's a bunch of leaks out there, but I will keep the leaks to a minimum because I'm trying to not have it all spoiled for myself either, because it's very fun just to be excited for day one of these updates. So let's go ahead and take a look at our EDA. And a reminder, too, that, you know, maybe don't do all this stuff today. Maybe save some stuff to do during TennoCon, because Actually, I guess you'll technically be able to farm Ember during TennoCon, huh? Since we get those relics out, I'll be farming tons and tons of Ember sets, Glaive sets, and the like. Alright, is he done talking yet? He's not done talking yet. Okay. But as far as the mission types here, man, it would be nice if he just didn't talk this much, huh? We got Survival, Alchemy, and Exterminate for your EDA. He's finally done talking. Okay, so as far as the modifiers for Survival, you can have Hostile Support. The Life Support Tower delivery system is disabled. Necromech spawn every 90 seconds and drops 6 life support modules when killed. So that one's pretty... That's not as bad for the first mission. If that's in the third mission, it's a lot more annoying, but the first mission is not that bad. Speaking of annoying, Vampire Luminous, your little buddies are back, and they're going to be chasing you around and draining your health and energy if you get too close to them. And then for the Elite Deep Archimedean modifier, you get Hostile Regeneration. Enemies will slowly regenerate their health. Not too bad if you could just stay away from the Luminous, basically. For Alchemy, man, we get Alchemy every week, don't we? Where's the boss fight, DE? What happened to the boss fight for these missions? I haven't seen the boss fight for this for, like, I want to say over a month, seriously. But we got Alchemy for like the 10th time in a row, it feels like. Alchemy is the second mission with the modifiers of Alchemic Invulnerability, making it where enemies are not going to be damageable until you throw the proper grenade type at them. That basically just means there's going to be a bunch of immune enemies standing around, to be honest. Bold Venture enemies will deal less damage to you, but and take increased damage, but also get increased movement speed, attack speed, and fire rate. And the Elite Deep Archimedean modifier, Devil's Bargain. Allies within 4 meters of slain enemies get increased fire rate, but lose ammo efficiency. Why does that modifier even exist? Why does Devil's Bargain even exist? It's such a dumb modifier. It doesn't do anything. It's not even noticeable. But either way, that's your super easy alchemy. And then for the final mission, like the free one at the end, an Exterminate. And the mission parameters will be Fissure Cascade. Fissures rip into the mission, causing enemies to level up by 1 every 10 seconds. Destroy them to stop leveling up any further. It doesn't even matter. If you have a good build, it doesn't even matter, so don't worry about that. Explosive Potential. Rupturing Fragments replace Shuffling Fragments. That one you should actually care about, because those guys deal about 5,000 damage per detonation attack. So be very careful about those. If the arm enemies will explode. And just because Overguard is imbalanced, they have a new modifier on here called Commanding Culverins. The rogue Culverins have weapons that deal 5 times damage to Overguard and mechs. Pretty easy Deep Archimedean, honestly, if you look at it that way. As far as the individual modifiers, you got Ammo Deficit, giving you reduced ammo, and reduced ammo from drops and gear. Gear Embargo, can't even use gear, so too bad for you. Powerless, no abilities allowed until you get 50 kills, that's pretty annoying. And Lethargic Shield, shield regen delay is increased by 500%, so you basically don't even have shields. So, as far as how easy or annoying this one is this week, it might be pretty annoying depending on what kind of frames you have, but from what I'm looking at right here, I have the Burstin, the Bronco, the Kunai, the Latum, and I don't... Oh, okay, I have the Akabra. So I have 3 Incarnons this week, so I think I'll be okay. I even got, like, Rauta if I wanted to go melee, so I think I'll be very set. Hopefully you guys have some good stuff, too, to go into that EDA with. And as far as Bird 3 Shard, we got... I don't know what we got here. Shiny Treasures. Got a blue shard at Bird 3, okay? So you got plenty of blue shards this week, even though the Owl Archon's glitched out. Now, guys, one more thing I want to briefly mention to you before we go back and do some of the more of the weekly reset stuff. The event, the Belly of the Beast, ends in, like, like 2 days? You have limited time to sign in to grab the level 3 event ephemera, because, yes, we do have the level 3 event ephemera unlocked, and me personally, I don't think they're bringing this one back. Okay, you got 3 days, 15 hours, actually. The Aspirus Apex Ephemera, I don't feel like they're going to bring this one back in the future. Unless the Jade Shadows event comes back for some reason, which, lore-wise, it probably wouldn't. This Aspirus Ephemera is probably not going to come back, in my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and show it to you guys if you want to see it. But yes, this is the level 3 Ephemera we just unlocked a couple days ago. If you want to grab it, there's also the level 2 Ephemera and the level 1 Ephemera for some volatile modes. So that's going to be involving you doing the new event, the Belly of the Beast, which goes away very soon, or just doing the alerts of the Belly of the Beast, which is technically part of the event still. So we're going to go over the Archon Hunt. Let's take a look at our Deviri stuff. And yeah, guys, so you really have limited time. I would say if you want to get this ephemera, or you want to get the like energizes and stuff, you could have already been farming it out, but maybe try to grind a couple arcanes here at the end if you have some time. But yeah, we already went to the Archon Hunt with the red shard, even though it was supposed to be blue because of, you know, glitches and all that. Let's take a look at our Nightwave stuff here. Actually, now let's look at Deviri, because Nightwave is definitely not as important anymore. Let's start with Deviri, because that's stuff people actually care about. Now, for the normal circuit, you got Nidus, Octavia, and Harrow. Oh, man. Now, we got some annoying farms right here that you can bypass. I would say go for whatever one you want the most as far as the best helmets here. Hero's first ability is Condemn. It will chain enemies up and give you shields very quickly. Very good for Deep Archimedean. Octavia's helmet is the Resonator ability, which is like a disco ball that like stuns enemies. Just really, really OP. And for Nidus, you got Larva, which is, you know, it's really good, but also the helmet version of Larva has less range than the normal version of Larva, unfortunately. Unlike Ensnare that has the normal maximum range. So you get Nidus from doing Infested Salvage, which is my least favorite farm in the whole game. Octavia comes from multiple places. She also has a quest. I think, yeah, Nidus has a quest too, technically. And then Harrow also has a quest, and Harrow comes from multiple locations. I believe Harrow comes from mostly the Kuva Fortress nowadays, though. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they removed his part from Defection. But maybe I'm wrong about that. I could have swore I got an entire Harrow set from Kuva Survival before. But as far as which one to choose, really just go for whatever one you don't want the farm out. Do you not want to do like a scavenger hunt of all these different missions? Do Octavia. If you do not want to do grinding Infested Salvage, do Nidus. If you don't want to potentially play Defection or do a bunch of Kuva missions, get Harrow. For me personally, I really don't like farming Nidus, so I'd probably go for Nidus here, even though his helmet is probably the least useful of the bunch, just because of the reduced range. But yeah, moving on to the Steel Path here, you really can't go wrong with any of those choices for the normal circuit, honestly, guys, if you're looking to grind out circuit this week. Reminder, if you haven't played in a while, you can get Kuva or Ribbons for replacement of Incarnons here. But if you don't have some of these Incarnons yet, you're going to want them because of the new changes recently. Some of these weapons are some of the best weapons in the game. So let's get right into it, okay? And before the Mark 1 bow guy gets mad, yes, dude, the Mark 1 bow is good with melee influence, just like every melee in the game. Are you happy now I said it, okay? It's a stat stick for Gara, too. You can rest easy. I've addressed the two things you always say the Mark 1 bow is good for. Okay, so let's go over these Incarnons. We got Mark 1 bow, we got the bow Incarnon, the Latron Incarnon, the Furist Incarnon, the Furax Incarnon, and the Strawn Incarnon. Now, why am I saying that if you haven't played in a while, you might want to get some of these? Well, we have a new setting in Warframe that makes semi-auto weapons become full auto. That means fully automatic Latron just by holding down the trigger, fully automatic Strawn just for holding down the trigger, and yeah, they're really good. The Latron is nuts with these current changes. But yeah, let's just go over what they all do so I can give you my recommendations too. And of course, the Furist is still amazing as well. Bow Incarnon gives you increased range in the Incarnon form, and it gives you some extra damage too, but pretty much every Incarnon does that. As you can see right here, this one gives you increased melee damage as well, but this one just gives you more range. So if you want to use melee influence to hit a bunch of enemies' electric procs, be my guest. But the Mark 1 bow is not the best Incarnon in the game. No matter how many times you want to say it's good, it is really just not. It is mediocre at best, but hey, at least it's an Incarnon. Every Incarnon in the game is technically good, but as far as Incarnons are concerned, this one is one of the worst Incarnons, technically. But yeah, if you want to get it still, you could use it as a melee influence weapon with high range, or technically a stat stick for, like, somebody. It's got good status chance on the Absolute Dominion perk, and that's basically all I'd really recommend for it. The rest of this stuff is just not really worth wasting your time or forma on. The exact opposite of that, we have the Latron Incarnon. This thing in Incarnon form becomes a bouncing fireball launcher, and it has extremely good stats. Some of the top tier Incarnons on this give you built-in armor strip, that's permanent armor strip, when you do a puncture proc. This thing has base puncture, so very nasty there. But if you don't want to go on the armor strip route, you have critical parallel, giving increased critical chance and critical damage, which makes this thing a red crit monster. It's really, really powerful, really, really disgustingly strong, and even like the lower tier Incarnons. Increased base damage 40 on puncture status effect, increased multi-shot for 8 seconds, stacks to like 4 times. 100% multi-shot just for playing the game as normal. This thing is amazing, especially with the new changes. I think it's an easy #1 choice for the week. I'm not even going to go through the rest of them before I say that. This is a top-tier weapon, and if you have the Latron Prime, you'll be hitting really hard. The Latron Wraith is okay too, but it's pretty much if you just don't have the Latron Prime that you use, okay? Now, for the Furist Incarnon, the Incarnon form on this one, it makes it like a jet engine, like a really, really powerful fire jet engine. It's got not the best range, but you can increase it in some ways. The top tier Incarnons give this thing a bunch of status chance, or crit damage, or rather, if base crit damage if you have low crit chance. I think it used to work on everything, but it doesn't work anymore. So this thing is just, it's still disgusting though. If you watch my Frost video from probably a couple months ago at this point, it's one of my go-to weapons with Frost. It is disgustingly strong at killing high-level enemies. And yeah, we don't even have a Furist Prime just on the Furist normal. It can destroy level 10,000 enemies in 1 tick of damage. So highly recommend this. It's definitely, well, it's the only pistol this week, but it's definitely the best pistol you can one of the best pistols you can get in the game. For the Firax Incarnon, I've actually warmed up to it a little bit more recently, but not because of the special attack, that's for sure. The special attack on the Firax Incarnon will make a fire AoE on the ground. I made it sound a lot better than it actually is. It's like a 2 damage fire AoE. It does hardly any damage at all. You're mainly using this thing to hold the Amalgam Firax body count mod to increase your pistol fire rate for like Mesa stat stick. It can get the job done too. It's a very strong punching weapon, but punching weapons in this game are just really not the best. So some of the high tier Incarnons give you built-in slash procs and impact procs. This thing's impact focused, so that could be helpful. Also, increased base status chance as well. Not the best, but definitely not the worst. I'd say I would definitely recommend this one over the bow, personally, but really up to you. It's pretty powerful, though, like for punching an acolyte in the face. And for the final Incarnon this week, we got the Strut Incarnon. The Incarnon form becomes a rocket launcher, and the normal form of this thing is just a normal shotgun, basically. But yeah, with the full auto changes, you can spam this thing like crazy. And for the top tier Incarnons, you get tons of status chance. Look, so they've actually clarified what the Incarnons do. So if you look at Elemental Balance, increases base status chance by 11% per projectile. Increases base status chance by 132 for the Incarnon form. So yeah, the status chance goes pretty crazy on this thing in the Incarnon form, which is really strong. Also, you can go for the crit buff too for guaranteed crits on some builds. So yeah, as far as the recommendations this week, I already kind of spoiled it. Latron number 1. And then number 2, if you need a pistol, go for the Furus, because that's really, really good. But if you want to go for another really powerful primary, maybe you're okay with 2 primaries in 1 week, go for the Strun. But I think it's a safe bet. Furus and Latron, maybe Latron level 5, Furus level 10, or vice versa, and you'll be very happy with your extremely powerful endgame weapons for the week. That's going to be basically your circuit stuff. Let's go over the Nightwave, and yeah, guys, there is no actual date on the Nightwave ending, but there is a date on TennoCon that's going to be hopefully giving us some information on Nightwave, which will be this Saturday. So let's hope we have some great reveals. I'll have a TennoCon bingo card out very soon. For your challenges here, let's see what we got. Catch 3 rare fish in the Plains of Eidolon. Pretty straightforward. Complete 2 Void Armageddon missions. I don't like doing those. And then the first Elite Weekly, kill 1,000 enemies on the Steel Path. Shouldn't be too bad, as you could just, you use like Korra's Whip Claw, you just play Saren, you can just do whatever, honestly. Just kill the enemies on the Steel Path. Then the other Elite Weekly, kill 300 enemies using a Necromech without getting destroyed. That one I don't like as much. I don't like using the mech for that many kills. I would actually prefer to, like, how about we get like 2 of these instead? I'll kill 2,000 enemies on the Steel Path. But yeah, if you don't have a Necromech, you can get some free Necromechs on the open world zones. But just, if you don't have a Necromech, honestly, you shouldn't be bothering with this challenge anyway. Just get through all the story quests and then worry about quests like bounties like this at the end. Because if you're not geared for it, it's not worth just like detracting from what you're currently doing to do a 7,000 rep quest like this. For your permanent weeklies, you got Eximus Eliminator, killing 30 Eximus. Mission complete 15 missions, and not a warning shot, kill 10 enemies. So I think this is the 10th week of the Nightwave season-ish. Alright, so for your Nightwave store over here, see if we got anything good. There's the wacky-looking Corvex helmet if you want to look like this. I think this helmet looks so stupid, but if you want to get it, it's currently available. You've also got the Wolf Hood Blueprint, and let's see if we have any other helmets that are worth mentioning here. We got Dante's helmet. That's pretty good. What's the crafting requirements on Dante's helmet? Oh, that's pretty... Oh, Nightane, technically. Nighteane's kind of annoying. You got Deadly Maneuvers for the Magnus, giving massive crit chance after dodging with the Magnus. This can be pretty nasty, but also it's using the Magnus, so yeah. We got Napalm Grenades for the Penta. Now, if you're looking to use the Penta, I'd actually recommend this one. It does use a mod slot, but it gives final status chance increase, and it makes the grenades do base fire. It makes it a very different weapon. So I'd say if you like the Penta, try it out. If you don't like the Penta, definitely don't even consider getting this because it's a grenade launcher. It's just a really boring grenade launcher, honestly. And for your aura mods here, we got Sniper Scavenger, Rifle Amp, Enemy Radar, and Rejuvenation. As far as the best ones here, for newer players, Rejuvenation is great. Enemy Radar is not needed anymore because we have built-in Enemy Radar nowadays. And Sniper Scavenger and Rifle Amp are not really used much. For Mastery Fodder here, we've got the Pangolin Sword, the Normal Glaive, and the Jaw Sword. Nowadays, these are pretty much all just Mastery, to be honest. The Jaw Sword used to be a pretty good stat stack back in the day, but we're way power crept past that. As far as your Conclave Log mods, you got Skull Shock for Viper, Ambush Optic for Rubico, Rumbled for Atlas, and Double Tap for Latron. Yeah, we have the Latron Incarnon here and Double Tap available this week. I'd say at least get 1 copy to try out for yourself, but I don't really use this mod too often. It can be some pretty disgusting damage, though. And that's basically going to be your weekly reset, guys. There's a ton of stuff going on in Warframe this week, so keep an eye out on all the news feeds. for, 1999 information, new Incarnon information, maybe new frame information, maybe new prime information. There's going to be a ton of stuff to show, and I'm extremely excited for it. Hopefully you are as well. Now we're at the back of our ship for the Invigorations for the week. These are random per player per week, so let's see what we got for this week. Okay, so looking right away, we already have an Ember Invigoration. I did just put out an Ember video, so maybe I'll have to play some more Ember with that new build I put out. So for Ember, we got increased secondary damage and immunity to status effects. That, with all the overguard we were generating with the previous build, sounds pretty nice, so maybe I'll have to give that another shot, or maybe try a different helmet. For Nidus, we got increased ability strength and built-in energy rate. Okay, the energy rate's not really as needed, but increased ability strength with Nidus, that'll be some pretty funny stuff with teaming virulence, giving increased critical chance for primaries. And for Gauss, let's see what we got. Okay, for Gauss, I hope it's a duration, actually. Let's see if we got duration for Gauss, or sprint speed. We got ability efficiency and primary critical chance on Gauss. Definitely not as good, but hey, I can at least spam Thermal Sunder like crazy with a Invigoration like this, so hope you guys found this video fun, helpful. I'll see you in the next one. I'll see you in a video tomorrow, honestly. We'll probably be doing a bar review, a Barrow prep review, or something like that. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Appreciate your support. Not going to be streaming tonight, but I will be back with a weekly reset video, or weekly reset stream tomorrow. All right, guys, take it easy. Bye.